If you're watching this network and you hear the name Tommy John, there's a very good chance you immediately think of the surgery that is a staple of the pitching industry. But it's easy to forget about the 26 big league seasons and the 288 wins. 50 years ago today, Tommy John put his faith in a trailblazing doctor and also put his determination to pitch again to the ultimate test. What followed changed the course of baseball history forever. A name is part of our identity. But what happens when that name no longer belongs exclusively to you or ceases to be just a name, instead becomes a symbol?
A major story of the early going, of course, pitcher injuries once again at the forefront.
Walker Buehler, who is now out with yet another Tommy John.
Jacob deGrom, he is going to need a second Tommy John surgery.
I went through this before, and I know what it takes to get back. So that's the goal.
On July 17, 1974, 31-year-old pitcher Tommy John of the Los Angeles Dodgers, already in his 12th big league season, took the ball against the Montreal Expos. He was 13-2, but in the third inning, he knew something was wrong.
Came stretch, came home, and right as I got to accelerate through, I felt this pain in my elbow that I've never felt before. I went, oh man, and the ball just kind of blooped up to the plate.
Leaving the field, he was met in the training room by team officials, teammates, even media. But also there, one man that would change his life and save his career.
I'm sitting there soaking my arm in ice. And Dr. Jobe said, come see me tomorrow, and we'll talk about it then.
Dr. Jobe was Dr. Frank Jobe, a Dodgers team consultant since 1964. Even without today's technology, he knew the injury was serious, and so too did his brand new patient.
You got to understand, 1974, there were no MRIs, no CT scans. The only way they could tell if you tore a ligament is hold the humerus down and open the elbow up like this. And I go, ah!
John had torn the ulnar collateral ligament in his elbow. At the time, considered a career-ending injury. After rehab only proved unsuccessful, and with John's career hanging in the balance, Dr. Jobe landed on an idea that was as radical as it was desperate.
What it really is to take the ligament out of a forearm, either the side that he pitches with or the other side, and then put it into his elbow to replace the ligament that was torn.
People said, oh my God, you probably wrestled with this for a long time. No, there was no wrestling. If you wanted to play baseball again, you had to have the surgery and take the chance.
After surgery on September 25th, 1974, John endured a difficult, roughly year-and-a-half-long rehab. But the procedure worked. He ultimately threw more innings and won more games than he did before the surgery that would bear his name.
Tommy John going the distance. A brilliant job by Tommy John.
He finished with 288 career wins and over 2,200 strikeouts across 26 big league seasons.
Tommy John had one of the great comebacks in sports.
And 50 years later, the 18-month rehab timeline remains largely unchanged. So too does the uncertainty, no matter the resume.
It took me 18 months to recover from it, but just being away from the game. Like, I got drafted and got the surgery within 2 weeks, so just staying in the present moment was the hardest thing. Like, if you can learn to do that, you'll be just fine.
You have to have a good understanding of yourself and your body and say, okay, like, when I'm allowed to take this next step, I'm going to take that step and I'm going to push it to the point that my body can start to adapt and feel what I'm asking it to do, but also not re-injure anything. And that's the balancing act that happens for, 12 months.
In the last decade, there were more than 1,300 Tommy John surgeries performed on affiliated baseball players. That, of course, doesn't include the number of players who aren't affiliated with big league clubs, namely young players.
Guys are definitely throwing harder than they ever have. Even younger kids, they're throwing harder and harder. Guys are bigger and stronger. That can help prevent injuries or maybe lead to an injury. So there's a lot of things in it, but everyone's thankful that there's a surgery to come back.
You know, it's a little alarming, the fact that it gets done so much, especially in young kids. But the reality is, an experimental procedure that a pitcher tried worked out.
A name. It might be our most valuable possession. This lefty gave his to the game. Those that followed not only share it, but carry it in the scars on their elbows and in their desire to pitch again. And it all traces back to one name, Thomas Edward John.
It's had a profound impact, you know, extended careers, which is obviously the biggest impact.
Saved so many careers. Guys are able to come back and be themselves or even be better.
Second chance is always nice.
Thank you very much, Mr. John, for that amazing surgery that you took a chance on years ago, because it gave me a second chance.
You know, somebody had to do it, and I was the guy in the right spot, and thank God I had the right surgeon at the right time.